on the Aggie Sports Network. From Learfield, Aggie basketball has been brought to you by Sports Academy and Racket Club. Your club, your results, your life. Zions Bank. For 150 years of helping you succeed, Zions Bank is for you. Ford. Build Ford proud. Also by Stokes. Stokes Trucking. Doing the right thing since 1979. Welcome to Aggie Postgame from the All-in-One Flooring America radio booth. Here's Scott Gerard.
It's over here in Logan. Utah State wins an outright Mountain West Conference title. A little we are the champions here in Utah State. It may not be a conference tournament title, but an outright title, hey, in my opinion, they're harder to come by.
It's a championship. I'll tell you what, you look at the Mountain West Conference this year, this is so meaningful for Utah State to be the outright conference champions, not have to wait to see what happens between Nevada and UNLV.
Yep.
Amazing. And you know what? These players, these coaches, man, they deserve to – they don't got to pay rent for a couple days, right?
What a game tonight. How great was that? Utah State. Yeah, that was good. Danny Sprinkle's dad is here. And,
congratulations.
Just an incredible performance tonight by Utah State. They're going to cut down the nets, and they should. They should. Awesome. They absolutely should.
It's so fun to see a lot of these legacy Aggies. I mean, you got Toolers. You got a bunch of people here that just recognize how amazing of an accomplishment this is, and everyone's just soaking it in. I mean, no one's left. Everyone's just sitting here watching this. This is a cool thing in the spectrum.
Great Osobor taking the first stab at cutting down the net. You don't get to do this much in the regular season, but to do it here is really, really cool. And you know, you go and you look at what this means. And Spencer, you've coached and you played in these tournaments. Talk a little bit about how important it is, because Utah State's first game is going to be noon on Thursday instead of having to be kind of behind the eight ball and playing at 6 and late at night. And if you get to the conference championship game, you'll play that early game on Friday, because that championship game is so early on Saturday. It's a huge advantage.
Yeah, it's an enormous advantage. First of all, from day 1 to day 2, you got more than 24 hours of rest. And honestly, every single hour at that point matters. But like you said, it's the big one. If you can win the first game and win the second game, the fact that you're done, you got the 6 p.m. time slot so that you're home eating dinner by 9:30, 10 o'clock, and getting to bed for a 3 o'clock championship game. The guys that, second, third seed that have to play 9 p.m. Friday night, they don't get back. They're eating at 1 in the morning, and they've got to be back and ready to play at 3 p.m. on championship day. I know we're jumping ahead of ourselves, but these are the types of things that really, really matter with that number 1 seed.
They really do. They absolutely do. And, hey, look, this is a New Mexico team that just put it on Utah State in a big way down in the pit. And they were without Jamal Mashburn, but I don't care. This was a team that is what they do well does not match up well with what Utah State does. Yeah. And the Aggies still found ways to get this W tonight.
100%, and it's really interesting, Scotty. It makes me want to go look at the standings immediately and see where we're at. That 8-9 game, that's who we'll play, and then to see the seeding, to be able to see who the potential matchup in the next round, depending on San Diego State, New Mexico.
It's probably going to be the Air Force Wyoming winner.
For the... You're saying that?
Oh, for the quarters for Utah State.
It'll be 4-5, won't it? In terms of if they beat 8-9, they'll end up playing the winner of the 4-5 game, which is probably, New Mexico, San Diego State.
Oh, I see. Oh, you're talking about the semifinals.
Yeah, I'm talking the semis.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't want to jump too far ahead, but
yeah,
you're exactly right. The first game, it'll be challenging. You've got to do that, but that second game matchup, that's where it really matters, and the fact that you're probably going to avoid Nevada until a championship game, I think bodes well for Utah State. Nevada's a tough matchup.
Yeah, I'm pulling up some scenarios right now of what this could look like for Utah State down the line. Let's see here. So Utah State got the win. We don't know about Nevada UNLV. Are you pulling up scores right now?
I'm pulling up standings in the Mountain West as of right now because, I mean, ultimately, if Nevada wins, then Utah State will play the winner of the UNLV-San Diego State game in the second round is what it looks like because it'll be 4-5 and then 2-3 on the bottom.
By the way, other games around the Mountain West, Colorado State beat Air Force, which is not a big surprise there. And then Wyoming put it on Fresno State. Hold on. Please. And so you look at, boy, Fresno State is really just done, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. So you look at it right now. Right now, I think if Nevada wins that game, you're going to have
all right, so here's what you're going to look like. This is assuming a Nevada win. So Nevada will be the 2 seed, Boise will be the 3 seed. So Utah State would play they'll play the winner of the Wyoming-Fresno State game, and then UNLV, the winner of the UNLV-San Diego State game.
Tough game. It's going to be so interesting. I mean, based on what we've seen, Wyoming is probably going to handle their business. I mean, they put it on Fresno tonight by 40.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe Fresno does something and comes back. But that UNLV San Diego State, I mean, that's going to be a tough matchup. But by the time you get to the semifinals of the Mountain West Conference tournament, anyone you play is going to be really difficult.
All right, joining us now, we're just going to throw anybody and everybody
on
here.
Yeah.
And Johnny Hill's kind enough to join us. How are you, man?
I don't know where these guys found me. I was just celebrating in the crowd. I mean, but let's do it. Let's go.
Let's talk. Hey, you know what? You can't draw up a more Utah State game than what we saw today. You're down.
Yeah.
They're getting points. It feels like the momentum's on their side, and yet when you need to gut up and make big plays, your guys get it done.
Honestly, I mean, I'm going to try to say this without getting very emotional, but it's the epitome of this group. Like, we put these guys together, and I know we've all said it kind of in all our own way over and over again, but these guys, their character always shines through, and they're a resilient group. Like, I mean, we made one three-pointer, all right, at the half. We couldn't score the ball. We couldn't do anything, and these guys, just resiliency that they've been showing over the course of the year, it shined through. So all the credit to them, all the credit to Coach Sprinkle. I mean, this is a great group. So
I don't know if I've seen a college player hit as many big threes in a season as Darius has. I mean, at UNLV, at Fresno, tonight, I mean, unbelievable. Just talk a little bit about what's in that boy's veins to be able to do what he does.
Battle tested. And I'll say it again, his character. So it's funny, we were watching film in the beginning of the week, and so I showed him all the clips against New Mexico, and honestly, I didn't have to say anything. I was just right there, and I felt his energy, just like, yep, I'm glad we watched this again. He was so ready for this moment. We didn't have to say anything to him. That's who Darius Brown is to his core. He's a winner. He wants those moments. He don't get a lot of glitz and glam. That kid right there is one of the best point guards in the entire country, bar none.
Well, and frankly, you know, I don't know how people vote, but I think he's the best point guard in the Mountain West Conference.
And I shouldn't say it's easy because there's a lot of elite point guards in this league.
For sure. I mean, there are elite point guards. But if you look at the complete package and you have to emphasize winner.
Yes.
You just have to emphasize winner.
Yes.
I don't think people can argue that he's the best point guard.
Winner, leader, just an elite person. You know, at the end of the day, that's who Darius Brown is, and I'm so happy that he decided to come to Utah State for his last year.
Yeah. Now, strategically, I don't know if we can get into this with you, but you guys were hedging in the first half.
Yeah.
And it felt like their guards were just getting around the hedge and getting in the lane.
Yeah.
And then it looked in the second half, you hedged a little bit, but was it dependent on who was coming off it? Because it looked like you were low showing house and not getting out at him anymore. Was that true?
Yeah. No, you know what happened was in the course of the game defensively, when they get the shot clock down, our big guys aren't getting up to the ball screens as quickly. So what we had to do, we had to emergency switch it. But the hedges were kind of hurting him. Like, Donovan didn't have 4 turnovers, which is uncharacteristic of him. Yeah. So the hedges were kind of hurting him. That was part of our plan. But the reason that we didn't was because those guys were a little late.
Gotcha.
You know, so.
Gotcha. No, I mean, New Mexico's tough. Those guards were so tough, and their bigs were good. Unbelievable. I mean,
yeah.
You've been here 1 year. You haven't even been here a year, man. You've been like 8 months.
Yeah.
But just talk about Utah State, the spectrum, all of that.
Well,
hey, they want you to cut.
Yeah, go. Yeah, let me get out of here. I got to get that net.
Go get that. That's Johnny Hill, one of the assistant coaches. He needs to get up on that ladder and take home a little piece of history. You still have probably pieces of your net somewhere, don't you?
Yeah, they're probably in my parents' basement somewhere. I unfortunately, someday I'll look at those. But it's such a – you put so much into a season. I mean, so much work, so much time, so much energy. And to be able to have it end this way and there's not a lot of teams that it happens this way for, and to be able to do it in the spectrum like this, I mean, this is unbelievable. These kids are going to remember this for the rest of their lives.
We'll take a break, come back. You're listening to Aggie basketball from Learfield. Utah State gets it done. They win an outright conference title, 87-85 on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield.
Nearly 21 years ago, Cafe Sabor opened their doors in historic Logan train station. With the help of hundreds of amazing employees and patronage of thousands of wonderful customers, Cafe Sabor is proud to have been voted 3 years in a row Cache Valley's favorite Mexican restaurant in the Best of Northern Utah contest. Follow Cafe Sabor on social media for giveaways and promotions. Search Cafe Sabor for a restaurant near you. Thank you, Cache Valley, from your friends at Cafe Sabor.
Hello, Cache Valley. This is Tom Hale at Blue Sky Restoration, formerly ARS. Remember, got a mess? Call ARS. We want to let you know that here at Blue Sky, we still have the same great staff, we provide the same excellent service, and are ready to help you in your time of need with water mitigation, mold remediation, or a fire. From Blue Sky Restoration, thank you for trusting our staff and myself for over 35 years with your disaster needs, and we will continue to be here for you.
Security. It's the most precious thing you can give your home, especially if it's guaranteed. No cheap locks, no weak keys, no inadequate hardware, just the expertise and precision and security. Beezer Lock & Key believes there's no place like a safe home, and no home safer than one secured by them. It may seem they only sell locks and keys, but what they really sell is peace of mind. Search Beezer Lock & Key or go to 4th North and 1st West and just add confidence.
Aggie Sports on KVNU is sponsored by the new Liberty Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Montpelier, Daryl's Appliance, Advanced Heating and Air, Golden Spike Electric, Alpine Home Medical, S.E. Needham Jewelers, My Mattress, Prodigy Brewing, The Advocates, Cache Valley Bank, Aegis Healthcare, Jarek's Fine Jewelry, and Les Olson IT on KVNU, the heritage home for the Aggies. Aggie Sports on KVNU is sponsored by Blue Sky Restoration. Same great staff and service at your time of need.
Final tonight, 87-85. Utah State gets it done, and they will be on their way to Vegas as the #1 seed. And again, let's kind of reset the scene. I hope I'm right on this. I feel pretty comfortable in breaking it down, but Utah State will play the winner of the Fresno State-Wyoming game. And as you mentioned, Wyoming just dump trucked Fresno State earlier today. Fresno's kind of given up, unfortunately. And it looks like they're pretty much done. As for Utah State, so, you know, I think you can kind of look at Wyoming. Remember, Wyoming played Utah State really well in Laramie, too. So that's not an easy out there.
No, it's not. You get to the conference tournament, anything can happen in one game. And so Utah State, they've got to be locked in, obviously, but that's the best matchup of anyone in that first round. And then the second half, we talked about probably UNLV, San Diego State. But, yeah, you got to take it a game at a time. It's all the cliche stuff, but you really do. And so they'll be locked in on Wyoming. It's the fact that you play Wyoming or Fresno, whoever it is, and then you've got more than 24 hours to then get ready for the next opponent.
And then after that, again, if calculations are right, and it depends on the Nevada game. We can get into that as well. But it doesn't matter. Once you get into the quarterfinal or when you get into the semifinals, you're playing a heck of a team regardless.
Yeah, you really are. And the fact, I mean, UNLV overall record-wise hasn't been great, but in conference has been phenomenal. And they could absolutely win this thing because it's going to be on their home court. And they're athletic. They gave Utah State a whole bunch of problems down there. And if it wasn't for a 5-point play, Utah State would have game with a loss. So, and then we know how good San Diego State is. So, yeah, it's just going to be tough. The funny thing about it, more than likely, the 4 teams in the Mountain West semifinals, and this has never, I don't think this has ever happened before, they're probably going to all be in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, nope, I think you're spot on that. And it just kind of shows you exactly what you're dealing with. In fact, somebody tweeted out the other day or yesterday after Boise got the win against San Diego State may have a higher seed in the NCAA tournament than they do in the Mountain West Conference tournament.
And it's possible.
Yeah.
It's totally possible. I mean, it's crazy to think that probably if the Mountain West gets 6 teams, they'll have 1 or 2 double-digit seeded teams. New Mexico, Colorado State. But if they get 4 teams, I think all 4 of those teams are single-digit seeds in the NCAA tournament, which is crazy to think about.
So Colorado State beat Air Force, Wyoming beat Fresno, and Utah State beat. So again, this is what you're looking at right now. Assuming Nevada wins, Utah State will play Wyoming, Fresno. That looks to be locked in right now, regardless. Yeah. And then you've got if Utah State, again, beats either Wyoming or Fresno, then they'll play UNLV or San Diego State in the quarters or in the semis. Then Nevada will play the winner of the Colorado State-San Jose State game. Boise is locked into the 3 seed. They'll get New Mexico or Air Force. And, by the way, that's going to be – I mean, look at that. You could have Nevada, Colorado State, Boise State, New Mexico, UNLV, San Diego State. I mean, it's just – it's like
awesome.
They're all tournament teams.
It's incredible college basketball. I mean, hopefully every single one of these listeners are on their way to Vegas next week because it's going to be really, really good basketball.
Now, let's go and let's say UNLV gets the win. Well, at that point, Utah State will play the winner of the Nevada-San Diego State game. I don't know. I think I might be cheering for Nevada in this one tonight.
Oh, we're absolutely cheering.
You want to avoid Nevada.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to avoid Nevada at all costs. And so, yeah, you want Nevada to win. It's going to be hard no matter what, but I'd rather play UNLV or San Diego State than have to face Nevada.
So there you go, folks. Either way, what we do know is that Utah State will be starting at, okay, now that's noon Pacific, so it'll be 1 o'clock Mountain Time. But again, you've been hitting on it, and I think it's really important to notice how important it is to have that early start. It's not even just about matchups. It's a lot about start times. And again, you look at the fact that you play at 3 o'clock Pacific for a championship game. There's a big difference between playing at 6:30 as opposed to playing at 9 o'clock. And I think the last 2 times Utah State's played in that conference championship, you can tell it's been those 3 hours have been wear and tear on those legs.
Oh, so hard to come back. I mean, 15 hours. I mean, that's what those guys in the 9 o'clock game, they got 15 hours from when that game's end to go play a championship game after a hard-fought semifinal. And that's it. We've talked about it before. That's the shame of TV. It's unfortunately TV puts that championship game at 3 p.m., but it is what it is. So to have the number 1 seed is enormous.
Yep. Aggie players going up and down, enjoying this one, high-fiving all the crowd with their nets. Even Max Ogbonpolo getting in the mix as well. Good to see him being a part of this. Max is a good dude. He's a good kid.
Yeah,
I had a chance to really chat with him a lot over this last stretch.
All of these players, like I said, they'll never forget it. This is going to be a memory for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, you'll hold on to this for a long, long time. All right, by the way, your post-game show brought to you by Farm Bureau agent Brandon Jensen. Contact Brandon today at 435-752-4800. It's your future. Let's protect it. Hey, you know what? Look, I know that Utah State does not have the highest net in the conference. I know they don't have the highest Ken Palm. But you're a regular season title champion. You won it by a game. Shouldn't they be the highest seed in the Mountain West or in the NCAA tournament from the conference. Now, granted, a lot of it's going to be dependent on what happens. If they win the conference tournament, I think they absolutely should be.
Oh, if they win the conference tournament, yes, they will be. Maybe it's just because I'm an Aggie and I've seen it so much. I still would be surprised if we don't win the conference tournament. I'd be surprised if we were the highest seed. But I think it's completely realistic to be thinking that the Aggies are going to get a 5, 6, or 7 seed.
Yeah.
That's where they're going to land. 5, I think, is pushing it.
Yeah.
But I think a 6 seed is very realistic.
Yeah. Throw on a headset real quick. Diana Sabo, kind enough to join us here in a second, the athletic director at Utah State.
Scotty, you're going to have to turn the mic on. I turned it off. I don't know quite how to do that.
No, you're all good. Diana Sabo, kind enough to join us, athletic director at Utah State. How about now? You can hear me now? There we go. Hey, you know what? We're all on the fly here. Everybody's enjoying the moment. Hey, not bad for the first-year athletic director here at Utah State.
Let's go Aggies. Let's go Aggies. What a proud night for this community, for this university. Danny Sprinkle and our young men. I mean, it's been fabulous. Just fabulous.
Obviously, everyone didn't know what they were getting into at the beginning of the season. Started with momentum, and I think a lot of people were just waiting for the wheels to fall off a little bit, candidly, because there were so many new people. But seeing the back of this, I mean, talking with the coaches, interacting with them on a day-to-day basis in the offices, what did you see from them that gave you optimism and were like, hey, these guys, this season could be special?
It is such a positive group of young men. They come together every day, and they want to work for each other. Even when someone is down or someone is hurt, there's never one person that tries to do it all on this team. They're really a unit. And I think that just comes to the fact that they all came together so quickly from all over the place. And there was no returning point scorers from last year.
And this may be the day and age in college basketball where this happens more frequently, but it doesn't necessarily mean that this isn't just a complete – I mean, this is the biggest story, to me, one of the biggest stories in all of college basketball this year. First-year head coach, what they've had to do, how you guys have had to piece this together. Are you able to take a step back and enjoy it and really see, like, how special this is? Because it really, truly is remarkable.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more, Scotty. It's like lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
And I keep telling our fan base, we are spoiled. This doesn't happen all the time. High-performing teams that really, truly love each other, it's special. And this year is truly special for our Aggies.
So talk about the fans, talk about the spectrum from an administrative perspective. Just share your thoughts.
Well, how many times did you guys say during the season, Spencer, this team was preseason ranked 8th in our conference, right? And I think that just captures it. The spectrum is magic. Everyone told me that when I first got here, and I couldn't wait to experience it, and it did not disappoint. These fans love basketball. Logan loves basketball. We have a great history, but we just have to keep building on that. And I think this year is really something special to catapult us to the future.
I mean, technically, these kids are on spring break. They could have been in, they could have gone to St. George. They could have gone anywhere, but yet they all stayed put. You had a sellout crowd tonight,
We sure
and you
did.
really had the great vibe here.
We sure did. And they get behind our team every night, every opponent, really make it fun.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of people across the country who text me or call me and say, wow, that's unbelievable. How do you do that? And then I tell them that our students have free tickets, and they say, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So thank you, students of Utah State, and thank you, Cache Valley and Logan.
Hey, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say the great part is it is spring break. Let's go to Vegas. All the students, head to Vegas right now.
I can't wait to see everyone there wearing their Aggie blue. Let's go.
Hey, I'm going to let you, and I want to be delicate on how I say this, but I want you to I want to give you the time here to make a pitch, because you've got NIL, you've got all this other stuff that's going on in the world of college basketball. You've got an incredible team here, incredible people running this program. Now's the time to really step up and help out.
Thank you. You want to come work in the athletics department? Truly, we need to show this team some appreciation. We need to make sure that we keep these young men in Logan and graduate as Aggies. And the same can be said for Danny Sprinkle as well. It's important to our program, and we're doing everything we can to keep him here.
I love it. All right. I was leading you to water. I'm glad you said it. There you go.
For sure.
Hey, thank you, Diana.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate all your work.
And again, congratulations.
Yeah, I was going to say congratulations, Diana. I mean, on her first year, this is unbelievable in order to have the kind of success she's had. Great job, AD.
Oh, thanks, Spencer. I have one question for you. Do you believe?
I believe.
I believe.
I believe that we will win.
I believe for sure.
Awesome.
So thank you guys for making it remarkable, and see you in Vegas.
You got
Absolutely.
it. Let's go.
Take care.
Diana Sabo, athletic director at Utah State, as the Aggies get the victory tonight, 87-85. That scoreboard's going to hold that score for a long time, and deservedly so. All right, we'll take a break. Come back. We'll start to hear from Danny Sprinkle. We'll hear from Darius Brown, who just hit another monstrous shot right here on the Aggie Sports Network from Learfield.
The home of Aggie basketball, with pregame beginning 1 hour before tip-off and postgame interviews and Aggie call after the game on News Talk KVNU Logan.
November 1st at skithebeeve.com. That's skithebeeve.com. Grades 6 through college unlimited season passes are only $375. Come hang out with us this winter and experience the best winter recreation Cache Valley has to offer. Thanks for all the support throughout the years. And as always, ski the beeve and think snow.
For your next anniversary, give her the gift of diamonds from S.E. Needham Jewelers. Diamond jewelry makes a woman feel cherished. She'll also be impressed with your fine taste. Choose from an extensive selection of diamond earrings, diamond pendants, diamond bands, and diamond bracelets. You can expect the best price every day of the year. No need to negotiate because we offer our best price up front with our exclusive integrity price guarantee. S.E. Needham's is known for quality jewelry for more than a century. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 7. S.E. Needham Jewelers, middle of the block, at the sign of the clock.
All right, welcome on back. You're listening to Aggie basketball from Learfield. Utah State gets it done, 87-85. And the Aggies are certainly going dancing in the NCAA tournament. Now it's just a question of what that seed is like, what next week looks like in Las Vegas. What a great run.
Unbelievable, Scotty. Everyone's happy. We're seeing all these old Aggie fans. Everyone's so happy. I mean, it's just cool, man. It's just so cool. If you are an Aggie, you just, there's not many things that are going to make you prouder than tonight to just see the support from the community, support from the administration, the coaches, the players giving everything they have to win this basketball game and win this conference, and it turns out successful. It's so cool. It's as corny as it sounds, it is absolutely magical.
Keep talking. Hold on. What?
So we've got, I mean, the West End net is down, and now you've got people cutting down the East End net.
I just got asked if I want to cut down a piece of the net.
Scott Gerard is going to cut down a piece of the net. I
mean, DJ. That's his name, right?
Yeah, it's DJ.
Nah.
Yeah. You don't want to?
Well, I mean, we're on the air. I don't.
I can talk, man. I can talk. If you want to go cut the net down, Scott Gerard, absolutely. Do it. Yeah, take the mic with you. It's a cool thing. So many people are a part of this.
I'm going to have Chase. You want a piece of this thing? Hey, DJ, just have somebody just cut us off a piece. Yeah, cut two off for us. No, we're good. We're good. Yeah. All right, there we go. We're doing a little producing on the fly here. All right, so with Utah State getting it done tonight, by the way, your postgame show brought to you by Farm Bureau agent Brandon Jensen. Give him a holler at 435-752-4800. It's your future. Let's protect it. All right, so let's go through your box score on this bad boy tonight. 87-85. Utah State shot 54% from the field. Ended up 6 of 20 from the three-point line. But we said they're a team in halves when it comes to three-point shooting.
You called it.
They were 1 of 12 in the first half, and then they end up going 5 of 8 in the second half.
Revert to the mean, and just some ballsy shots, man. I mean, just Martinez knocking that one down, which was a great pass, wide open. corner, Josh Aduje, where Asabor kind of lulls the guy to sleep and he does his ISO for 38 seconds. I think everyone was expecting that, and then he just whipped it to Josh, and Josh knocked it down. And then the biggest one of all, obviously, is just I don't know why people worry anymore. I remember watching the Fresno game, and I was messaging Abel Porter and Crew Ainge and Sam Merrill, and they were like, I can't believe we're going to lose this game. I was like, what are you talking about? There's 8 seconds left. Darius is going to hit a 3. Sure enough, tonight, why wouldn't we expect that to happen? Just knock it down, super contested by Jalen House, and he just gets it done, man.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, I have not seen a replay of it, but there were a lot of people on the bench that felt like he was fouled,
Felt like he was fouled. The old Sam Merrill, hey,
yeah.
Where was the foul? Where's the foul? It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. It's fun to still be here and just seeing so many people that are part of the Aggie community and just celebrating. So happy to be a part of this.
Well, they've earned it, and again, for the first time since 2011, Utah State has won an outright Mountain West Conference title, and the first time, obviously, in the Mountain West that they've won an outright Mountain West Conference title.
I mean, 2011, we're talking WAC, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's back in the WAC when they dominated the WAC in the days. But
it was a little bit harder now than it was. This is a little bit of a bigger accomplishment.
It is, but I will say this: we got to give those teams credit. But when you go back to the WAC NBA guys, that WAC between Nevada, Louisiana Tech, New Mexico State,
you got Paul Millsap,
Paul
George,
Nick Fazekas, the Ramon Sessions, Kirk. I mean, there were some incredible WAC teams for them to just go in and dominate. But you're right. Then the Mountain West came, and we've struggled for a while. Obviously, Craig was incredibly successful when he came in, and then Odom kept it going. And wow, I mean, this is unbelievable. Danny Sprinkle, conference championship. I mean, you got everyone. You got the Fall Slivs. You got Mason's parents down here. I mean, it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's pretty electric. There's no doubt. And it's one of those nights where you just take a step back and just say, hey, this is special. And to be able to do this at home, to be able to cut your nets down in front of your home crowd, that's something really special.
That honestly is the uniqueness of it. Never got to do that for some reason. We never cut down nets as the Big West Conference regular season champions, even though we were at times. I don't know why we didn't do that, but we didn't do that. It was always in Anaheim, which was a lot of fun, and there were a whole bunch of fans there. But it's a whole different thing when you got 10,000 and you're able to celebrate it all together, and that's exactly what's going on. It's really cool.
Hey, by the way, I know that there's a lot of conversation going on out there, and I'll get this out of the way right now. But there have been, in just talking to some people during the break and things like that, Danny Sprinkle's agent has and I think we can safely say, we won't give numbers, but a massive contract extension in front of him at Utah State. A number that, frankly, I saw your jaw just kind of hit the ground when you heard it.
To think that Utah State has the resources and the money to do that kind of an offer is unbelievable. I mean, it's an extremely competitive offer. Now, who knows what else is going to be out there in the next, week or two. A whole bunch of coaches are going to get fired. It's already happened. There's going to be new positions open, and all that kind of stuff is going to happen. And there's rumors, obviously, with other schools, Washington being one of them, and Sprinkle. But, yeah, from the sources that we have, Utah State has really made a run and put their money and their resources where their mouth is to try to keep Danny Sprinkle here long term.
So without giving numbers, just kind of put in perspective how surprised you are knowing that you've been part of Utah State for a long term, what they were able to raise and put together.
Yeah, I shocked, honestly, to think of those resources going in that direction. But it's awesome. It's awesome that the university has those resources, has the people so generous enough to donate and give because it matters. You can tell it matters to the community. It matters to the students. It matters to the university. It is a big deal, and so to see them put their best foot forward in terms of money and resources. And that's one of the key things, resources. It's not just Sprinkle, it's coaching staff, it's charters, it's all of those things that they're really making a play to try to keep them here.
Yep. All right. I'm not sure exactly what our break situation looks like. We're just waiting on some of the – oh, here comes Dan. Danny's coming here pretty soon. So we'll get Danny on and talk about this bad boy as Utah State gets it done tonight. And what a game, what a final as Utah State gets their 26th win of the season and now gets set for a showdown in the Mountain West Conference Tournament. What a game tonight. Aggies get it done. And the final in this one, 87-85. And joining us now, the head coach of the outright Mountain West Conference champion, Utah State Aggies, in his first year at Utah State, Danny Sprinkle. Coach?
That sounds so good.
Doesn't that sound good?
Right. I'm not a good sharer. I'm just not. I didn't want to share anything.
Not as a kid,
this
nothing?
This team didn't, they deserve to have it by themselves. And, what a way to end it. Darius Brown. Are you
Come
kidding
on.
me?
Come on.
Seriously, it's like I said, if he's not MVP of this league, then I'm never voting again.
Yeah.
Don't even ask me for votes. It's crazy what he did with this group. If you knew what he's done since the summer, it's I don't even know. There's no way to explain it.
Have you seen a guy? I think about seasons. I always go back to Randolph Childress,
yes.
ACC tournament, Mike Gansey, NCAA tournament. I don't know if I've ever seen a guy hit as many big shots in regular seasons. Conference season. Honestly, and someone maybe has the data, but you think of those moments, unbelievable.
It is. I don't even know how to explain this team. I've had even, some national media, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't. I don't know how we continue to, just find ways to win it and keep it close. And even if bounces, the other team might miss a free throw or something that gives us just a little bit of life.
Walk us through a lot of times on late situations.
Yeah.
You go 4 flat and just let somebody try to create on a last play. But that was a really well-executed, well-designed play. Is that kind of, the old proverbial, is that how you drew it up?
Yeah, it is. We knew they would be, flying to the paint. And I believe on that one, Great made a great and one pass.
Yeah.
We wanted to get Darius going downhill to either draw a foul, hopefully to either get a foul, and that way we could set our defense, or we had a throwback to Ian, too. There was part of that design. And so, it just ended up, right when he shot it, I was just it's good. I had no doubt.
By the way, I try, I take the whole media thing pretty seriously.
Yeah.
I try not to get involved. I stood up when he took that shot.
You have to.
Because I just, I couldn't sit down.
You just wanted to show off your suit. That's
I know,
all you wanted
I was
to do.
rocking the
That's
suit.
right, baby.
Yeah.
Looking good, Spence.
Talk to me a little bit. We're big picture, but I honestly do want to talk a little bit about the adjustments in the game because, there were multiple times they could have run that thing up to 8 to 10, and it could have gotten out of hand.
Yep.
It felt like you were making some ball screen adjustments, and maybe it was just guys just doing it, or you were from hedging to low showing and some things like that. Just talk a little bit about some of the in-game adjustments you guys had to make.
Yeah. Like you said, it was guys not doing it. When they exploited it, and they play with such great pace, sometimes it's hard to get up there and hedge the screen.
Yeah, and that was the thing in the first half. They felt like they were hedging, but House was just going around the hedge and still getting in the hole, which created so many problems because when he'd get to the hole, then the bigs coming to try to block the shot, throw it up, offensive rebounds. And everyone's saying, well, where's the big man? Well, where's the guard keeping him out of the lane?
That was the whole – that's what we told the guards at halftime, the offensive rebounds aren't the Bigs' fault. Guards, you have to keep the ball in front and go crack back.
And spoken from a big man's
exactly.
point of view. That's what I have to do. But talk about second half adjustments. Maybe talk a little bit about Mason and shoulder and anything. Just talk, man.
Yeah, Mason, he didn't really get into a flow because of foul trouble. But I'll tell you what, he had some big time drives in that second half and finishes. But I think really the adjustment. We always knew, if we hedged the ball screen and if we did get the guard to back up, then they're just going to drive it right at you. So you have to really square up because and you can't activate them. Like if you run at them, they're just blowing by you. And so we wanted them to make some tough twos. Even House made a tough 17-footer. But we'll live with that.
Yep.
We'll live with that. But that was really, the only other adjustment. I thought they got us a little bit in the post, in the first half, and a lot of it was offensive rebounds. But I thought our wall-ups were a little bit soft, at times, and that's why Toppin and Nelly were, scoring it at will down there.
When you, what are the next few days like for you as you prepare? Obviously, you won't know. It looks like as of right now, it's going to be the winner of the Fresno-Wyoming game.
Yep.
So how do you prepare? What do you do? How do you kind of get this team ready to go for what is going to be just a crazy Mountain West Conference tournament?
It is, man. Can you believe we're Mountain West champions outright?
No. But hey, 6 months ago when you guaranteed it, when you sat on the radio and you guaranteed
guaranteed it. Yeah, you did too, yeah. But, I mean, my goodness. And I'm sorry I forgot your question.
I'm just saying, what's your schedule like over the next week? How are you going to work
I told them that the landlord's out of town, so they can enjoy this one.
Yep.
Not only tonight, they can enjoy it tomorrow, but then on Monday we got to get back to paying some rent. And they always remind me on sweep meals. I always take them for a meal wherever they want to go if they sweep the week, if they win 2 games that week. And we owed them from the previous week, too, because we didn't have time to do it. And so we're going to do one of them in Vegas.
Oh.
But we got to do – we'll do one here in Logan, and then we're going to do a –
I need to talk with those boys. I need to just tell them. And then please tell me you bring a few guys in credit card roulette. Tell me.
Well, they always make me bring my credit card.
Absolutely, the way it should be. I like
exactly
that. In Vegas,
they deserve it.
Here's the thing: I don't want to talk about matchups at all because I don't want to jinx anything. I don't want to any locker room fodder or anything. But just talk about the benefit of noon, and then and you have to win. You have to advance. But the hardest thing for this team, and I don't know if you've watched these games, but second seed, third seed has led to semifinal game at 9 p.m. in Vegas, game over at 11:30. They're not eating until 1, going to bed at 2 or 3, and then playing at 3 p.m. the next day. So I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. No one wants to get ahead of themselves, but just talk about starting at noon to give yourself as much time to rest.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge if you win.
If you win, yes.
It's huge.
Yes.
But it's, and the one thing, I think we actually played Vegas at noon. I think we played UNLV. It was a noon game.
Yep.
And then we played another game, maybe at 1 o'clock. I can't even remember what it was, but we've been pretty good in the afternoon. Even if I remember, one of the Cayman Islands, might have been at 2 or 3. And so, our guys will be ready. And sometimes it's better in conference stuff where you're not waiting all day, and you kind of watch the other games. And sometimes you get a little anxious, And so hopefully we can just go in there and play with some great energy. And I don't know what time that game is the night before that Fresno and Wyoming have to play. Hopefully
it's
at 10 o'clock at night.
Yes.
But
it will be at actually it's early. It's at 11 a.m. Pacific.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, so 10 a.m. the previous day.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys go on Tuesday or Wednesday to Vegas?
We'll leave Tuesday. We'll get there Tuesday afternoon.
Do you worry about, because I remember Utah State when Sam won those 2 championships, and ironically enough, it was New Mexico that gave him a huge scare in both those tournaments in the quarterfinals because they had played a game the day before. Do you get worried about a team having a day of playing a game and then playing the next day where you've had, a few days off?
I mean, sometimes, there's no perfect way to do it. Sometimes it takes you a half. Hopefully it doesn't. Like, we got to come out and we got to play with great energy and guard and do what we're supposed to do. And then, everything will take care of itself if we do that.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not going to say anything, so I don't even know why I ask you this, but, Coach of the Year, National Coach of the Year.
Yeah, great awesome.
I know you're not going to say anything.
I got Great's vote. That's all that matters.
You got Great's votes, and then Jeff Goodman is singing your praises. There have to be, obviously Hurley at UConn, and there's a number of other names.
Oh, you're talking National Coach of the Year. Hey, look.
Why wouldn't you talk about National Coach of the Year? In all seriousness, I know he's not going to say anything, so I have to say he has to be in the top 3 considerations for National Coach of the Year. It is ludicrous to think that he's not one of the top 3 candidates for National Coach of the Year. And there's phenomenal coaches. I'm not saying he's the best coach ever, but this year to do what he did, he has to be a top 3 candidate for National Coach of the Year. And the other 2 guys are probably Painter and Hurley, honestly. But to think what he's done at this school, at this level.
Like how we're talking about you like you're not here.
I don't want to because, keep talking. You like it. I know you're not going to.
Let's get my mom here. She'll say some good stuff,
for
too.
sure.
Yeah.
But seriously, you've done a great job, man.
Thank you.
It's unbelievable what you've done. And you see from a community perspective, like it matters. It matters. Like these people love this.
It was so great I loved how all the fans stayed.
Yeah.
And the students are on the floor. Like, this place deserves it. Like, you know how important basketball is to this community. And some of these people, they've been supporting forever. Now, they've seen a ton of championships. But
it's been a little while since and I think about my Big West days. We never cut down nets. Even though we won the regular season, I was this
Stu
is
probably
cool.
had you up watching film.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But in all seriousness, this is such a cool thing for this whole community to experience. And I mean, you deserve a ton of credit, man. These players, they deserve a ton of credit for it and stuff, but you and your coaching staff deserve a ton of credit. And Scott Gerard, with the poll he has on the national media, if he doesn't get you at least a lot of votes for Coach of the Year, I don't know what he's doing.
On it. Well, I tell you what, if somebody's voting for Dan Hurley, then you're cheering for the house in Vegas. Like, I don't want to hear about how Dan Hurley lost 2 players or 3 players. You built – I mean, I want to take you back to almost a year from now. It's April. You guys are all bachelor padding it in an apartment trying to put together.
11 months ago.
Yeah, when you're trying to put together a roster because you got hired late after the Final Four, so a lot of players had already moved on. And you're like, you put together like the land of misfit toys, man.
Hey, and he's done a great job, but I guarantee in the back of his mind when he looked at the roster and he was like, oh, no one's here, there was a little bit of, wait, what's going on?
Because you could have brought everybody back at Montana State.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been tremendous there.
Yeah.
But it got real after the interview when I went and sat in that film room or our locker room, and there was like 4 guys there. And I'm sitting there and I was like, oh, my God, like, what did I do? We had worked so hard at Montana State to build that up to be we were going to be a juggernaut. And I was like, and I'm here with, like, oh, my God. And there was no, like, Darius and Great. Nobody was committed here. Because I told those guys to stay and win it. But it was, it was scary.
When the contract was in front of you and you were like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But then in the team
like,
room
oh,
with 4 dudes, you were like, wait, I got to look at that contract again.
No, but it's worth it. Every time you walk into this building and you look up and you see the banners, you see the jerseys, and, like, you know what you're representing. Like, there's not many programs like this.
Yeah.
You know, where every day you come down that tunnel, like, is it pressure? Yeah, it is. But, like, that's why you want to coach at this level.
Coach, I'll see you in Vegas.
Thank you guys, man. Appreciate
the best.
community.
Congratulations.
And my assistants, they're absolutely phenomenal. They deserve
all of it. Everyone does.
Everybody from top to bottom,
enjoy.
Support staff, everybody.
I want to hear where the team makes you take them to Vegas. They get to pick?
With it?
Yeah. I don't care where we'll go wherever.
Let's call Lou. Let's get Lou at that dinner.
You know he's going to try to come. But he always wants to go to Bahama Breeze. That's all he wants.
That's true. That's exactly
He wants his Jamaican jerk wings.
That's exactly right. Well, we'll see you in Vegas, man.
You're the best,
man.
Coach.
Appreciate you guys.
Yep. There he is. Danny Sprinkle, soon to be named the Mountain West Coach of the Year, hopefully the National Coach of the Year, and hopefully he's got a lot of dudes around him that are going to carry on with that as well.
Honestly, Scotty.
Let's keep rolling here.
Can you think of who else National Coach of the Year?
No. Darius is going to saddle up here, and we're going to hear more from him. Yeah, load up, man. Dude, eat it all, man. We don't need it.
Will you hold this?
Thank you.
Hey,
this is your brother?
Yes, this is my brother. This is my mom.
Oh, man.
Congratulations.
Nice
Pleasure
to
meet you, ma'am.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
My dad's around here somewhere. I don't know where he went.
Thanks for sharing your son with us. Hey, my goodness, man. How cool was that?
Man, crazy. It probably won't hit me till like tomorrow or late at night. There's so many moving parts right now. People, all this other stuff. But it'll hit me tomorrow or later tonight or something. I probably won't sleep tonight.
All right, so let's get right to it. The shot. You've hit huge shots all season long for this team. Talk about the play design and how that played out. And did you know as soon as it left your hand it was going down?
It was a weird situation because, the shot clock and game clock was off by like 3 seconds. And obviously you want to take as much time as possible without jeopardizing a bad shot. And it wasn't really up to me because, I mean, once I slipped the screen, the play call, I was supposed to either rip or look at great inside. And the thing is with the whole game was as soon as you throw it in the great, they just collapsed. And Great made a great decision as far as, like, he spun, he tried, and then he saw there was none there. And I don't know if he even saw me completely before he threw it. It looked like he just kind of knew someone was in that area, threw it, and then when it left my hand, it felt good. It felt actually, to be honest, it felt a tad long. It felt a little bit long.
Did you get hit at all on it?
Yeah.
No, not on that one.
No contact.
Yeah, no.
Okay, because
it was a great contest, though. It was a great contest.
It was a great contest.
It was a great contest. This one was a foul.
This one, he got your left. He got your off arm.
Yes, he get the wrist.
Yeah,
yes.
no, I didn't see it, but someone thought he brushed you, but he didn't brush you. Huh?
No. That was a good closeout. The other one earlier, I think that he touched me. But that one, no, that was a clean closeout. It was a great closeout because I saw his hand the whole way up, and it felt a little long, but it felt good. Like, it released good, and like if I missed, I thought it was going to be long, but
yeah.
It was.
Here's the thing for listeners, and this is playing college basketball and then playing professionally for 10 years. It's interesting when you play at a high level. As a kid, everyone wants to take those shots. Everyone wants to take those shots. But what I've learned as you get to the bigger the stage, not everyone wants to take those shots because there's a responsibility that comes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, and the guys, I mean, the ultimate guys are like Jordan and Kobe and the stuff. But in all seriousness, the number of big shots you've hit this year tells me you want to take those shots. And everyone's thinking everyone on that court wants to, but that's not the case, right? There are guys that want to get rid of that ball as quickly as possible because they don't want the responsibility or the feeling of what if I miss.
And
just tell me your feeling at the end of the game.
Man, I just really appreciate my coaches, but not just the coaches, because the coaches, they obviously, all these situations and stuff, like Sprinkle gives me full reign to kind of do what I please in the situation, what I think is right.
Because you've earned it.
Yeah, and like, going back to even like UNLV or whatever, like it was just like he told me to get it to the basket. Actually, like at UNLV, he was like blitz it up the basket, try to, because there was time we were down 4 with 12 seconds, so he told me to just blitz it, and I told him I was like I'm shooting it, and then he was like do what you do. And then Fresno State, it was kind of a similar situation. We're supposed to run some like this play that we have, and then I looked at him. I told him I was like, "I'm shooting it." He was like, "Do what you do." And then this was a little bit different because this one was kind of like, I think it's almost kind of easier when the shot clock is going down.
You had to
because you have to,
and
you have to be
100%,
ready. And that's why sometimes I think it's easier when the clock is running down because it's not, ooh, should I make this one more pass or should I drive? Should I pump fake and do this? You see the shot clock going down. You're like, nope, I'm shooting this. I have to shoot this. And I'm just outside of my coaches, I really appreciate my teammates. My teammates, like, they don't want anybody taking the shot but me.
Yeah, and
especially
that's cool.
After this.
And that's cool, and that's earned. That's trust because, I mean, I don't know, 70-80% of this team has never played with you until this year.
Yeah.
But that's honestly cool because you see that, and now ride or die, you make or you miss, your teammates are with you.
Yeah, and they are, and I really appreciate them for that because even if there's a time like UNLV, I didn't have the best game leading into that, and they all like still trust me to like. The play was still for me to go to the basket and stuff, and nobody wanted this. And Mason, he's the main one. Mason's always like, "You like take it, DB. You gotta have it. We want you to have it." And Mason's the main guy. I love Mason, and all my teammates. They all just give me so much confidence doing it. Even Ian, and Ian's had some games where he's been hot, man.
Yeah.
And there's been times where like it's like down the stretch. Sometimes Ian trusts me to like when he has the hot hand. It's like, hey DB, it's that time.
Yeah.
All right. So this is cool. This is fun. But you got a tournament coming up next week. You got another tournament coming up in the week after that. How do you make sure you compartmentalize, enjoy it, and then reset and say, hey, you know what? It's fun to cut down these nets. Let's cut down another set of nets next Saturday.
I think settling down. I think I don't know. I know we have tomorrow off. I don't know about Monday.
I think he's giving you 2 days.
Okay, that might be great because I think time to just kind of celebrate this a little bit and and then it'll kind of wear down,
Yeah.
and then it'll be like, okay, there's something bigger at stake. Let's go get this one too. And then obviously another goal, got to win it. We want to put ourselves in the best position to go win an NCAA tournament game. Obviously seeding, all that type of stuff. You want to do it for that, and you want to do it for all the reasons. But that's one of those things. So.
Did you? I want to go back to when did you commit? Was it April, May, around there?
I want to say late April.
So when you guys come together for summer, and nobody's returning, there's it's a whole new team and all that stuff. I mean, do you guys talk about NCAA tournament at that point, or is it just like, let's put this thing together? Because, everybody always says they do, but realistically, what were your thoughts? And to go from back there to where you're at now, what's that like?
Well, completely honest. So, after there was a couple summer practices, me and Great were like, oh, Lord.
I watched one of them, and I thought the exact same thing. I'll be honest with you. I remember watching you when I came to speak with you guys, and I was like, I don't know how these guys are going to score.
Yeah.
I was watching it in practice. I was like, honestly, how are they going to score 60 points?
Yeah, and there were some summer practices. Me and Great were in the room, because me and Great are obviously one of my best friends, and he, we have a lot of unfiltered conversations, and where we could just be honest with each other, and we were just like, man,
yeah,
what are we doing? And then the second part to that. NCAA tournament? No, but I'll tell you, when those Mountain West predictions came out, right, and we got 9th place, me and Great, it was so funny because, this is how, we just had a big question mark about everything. We see the prediction list come out, and me and Great look at each other, and we're like, 9th? We're at least 7th.
Exactly. 100%.
And I promise you, me and Great look at the predictions, and Great was like, did you see it? I said, no. He was like, man, they got us 9th. And then I looked at the list, and I said, 9th? Man, nah. We should be 6 or 7 at least, man. We 6 or 7, and ain't no way we 9th. And then that's actually the honest truth. That's the first time I told anybody that. That's actually funny about that. Me and Great talked about that.
And now you're going to be like a 6 or 7 seed in the NCAA tournament.
Hopefully,
isn't that crazy? Now, and I don't want to jinx anything, but you guys handle your business. You guys. It's crazy to think that the Mountain West. You're talking to a guy. We were a 15 seed. We were a 14 seed. That's what we always were. And to think, last year 10 seed is what?
Yeah, 10
seed. Maybe the year that Sam hits the shot, we're a single-digit seed.
No, I think they were a 10 seed there. They were an 8 seed when they played Washington in Sam's first year.
Yeah,
they played that 8-9. That's as good as they've ever been.
But to think you guys are going to be a single-digit seed is unbelievable.
Man, it's crazy. I couldn't even have thought of this, man. Everything is so new for me too. This is my first regular season championship. Last year, we finished second. We were 1 game behind Eastern Washington, and then we put the 3 games together and went and won. We always felt like we were the best team in the conference last year, but Eastern Washington went on a crazy started-off conference 16-0.
Who'd you guys play in the first round?
Kansas State.
That's right,
yeah.
Kansas State, which was a tough matchup.
Hey, on a personal note, speaking as an alum and a guy that's been doing these games for a long time here at Utah State, I know we only got you for 1 year, but I hope you know that you've cemented a legacy here at Utah State, even in that 1 year, with big shots and big moments. And I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what the NCAA tournament holds, but you meant a lot to this fan base, and you meant a lot to everything that happened here. And so I hope you know that. I know it was, you'll probably spend less than 12 months here in Cache Valley, but at the end of the day, you'll always be an Aggie, man, and I hope you know that and I hope you appreciate that.
Yeah, and I appreciate them, and and that's the thing about social media. We see everything, obviously, good and the bad.
Yeah, well, I'm sure.
They'll get on you.
Yeah.
But and I appreciate it, and this will always be home to me because I'm graduating from here too. So it'll be great. I'll make sure I show my face and stuff whenever I have time and like to do that because everybody's been really great to me here, and this is a new home for me. So
you got a grad assistant title coming here pretty soon. What do you want to get into coaching?
Well, after I finish playing,
I
wanna play
obviously you
want
to make as much money as you can wherever.
Yeah, I want to play as long as I can. But after then, that seems ideal for me right now, and that seems like a route that could be
awesome
thing for me. But I haven't thought.
Don't talk to Spencer; he'll talk you out of it.
Just go play, man.
I think my mind's made up on that.
In all seriousness, coaching.
It's a drag.
There's nothing better than playing. Coaching's great. Yada yada yada. But if you love the game of basketball and you get paid to do it, go play.
Yeah.
And whatever level you have to start at to do it, if you're a winner, you'll rise to the top, and, go play.
Hey, congratulations, man.
Thank you so much.
There you go.
Yeah,
Darius Brown, Utah State gets it done. Final in this one, 87-85.
You were there. You watched the game. Or you heard it all here on KVNU. So now it's your chance to give your thoughts and ask your questions about the action as KVNU Aggie Game Day continues with Aggie Call. The phone number is 435-753-KVNU. Text line is 435-339-0321 for your comments and questions. Aggie Call is brought to you by Daryl's Appliance, Advanced Heating and Air, Advanced Fireplace and Stove, Golden Spike Electric, Alpine Home Medical, S.E. Needham Jewelers, My Mattress, Riverwoods Conference Center, Prodigy Brewing, Cache Valley Bank, Aegis Healthcare, and Jarek's Fine Jewelry. And now, here's John Russell and the longtime voice of the Aggies, Al Lewis, for KVNU Game Day Aggie Call.
And yeah, John was there in the Spectrum with all of you who enjoyed it. We watched it on the television here, did pregame and postgame as usual. And I think I said back in the early part of the season, Darius Brown, as far as I was concerned, the best point guard I'd ever seen play for Utah State. And I think he's the best big shot guy we have ever had at Utah State as well. I don't know if anybody's better.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, we were talking here a little bit earlier about, you know, if it came down to last second, you need a shot, who would take it? And how can you not say Darius? He just came up clutch tonight. And sorry, my voice is a little shot.
You were in the Spectrum.
I was cheering a little too loud there, but he's a clutch guy. You know, everybody's going to talk about, you know, the big shot, which was huge, but he ran the offense. He played great defense. Man, we got to somehow petition to get him another year here.
Well, he's had 6.
Yeah,
so
you know,
1 year was to get a little short because of injury and
even
stuff.
6, why not 7?
Well, he was just, again, to cap off this game where it didn't look like Utah State was. In fact, when they started to get behind and they got behind by 6 with about 10:50 to go or so, you're thinking, oh, okay, we're in real trouble. And all of a sudden, again, Utah State got a little bit going there to get back in the ball game, to get it back to a 1-point game. And then they finally took the lead as Darius made the 2 free throws out of the timeout at 7:42. They were never behind. They were tied during that period of time, but never behind the rest of the game. Utah State a 28-20 finish after they were down 65-59 to win the game 87-85. A marvelous game tonight in the Glen Smith Spectrum. People enjoyed it, and this team deserves it because, you know, I'm glad to hear that Darius at least thought they were going to be 6th place at the start of the year, maybe instead of 9th. But they carried that chip. They got it together. They started off, as you could just tell, defensively. They could really hold some people down. But then again, at different times, their offense. And they had to win this game with offense tonight because you had a tough time stopping New Mexico. And even without Mashburn, they got enough from Amsil and the other guys to probably make up for what Mashburn would have done tonight. And Utah State still wins this game. Just a great job to win the conference outright. Yeah. First time we've done that in the Mountain West.
No doubt. And this is a New Mexico team that came in and especially House, you know, they wanted to ruin the solo championship. They wanted to be able to come in, really, you know, take the game to them, and they played well. This is a team shot 52% on the night. They were aggressive defensively. They did everything that they should have. But again, the Aggies tonight, led by our great lead point guard, were able to take care of
Ian
business.
Martinez was huge. I mean, 2 spectacular dunks. The one in the first half has to be on SportsCenter, and then the one in the second, that drive down the paint to get that one late was huge in this game. They mentioned it. A coach mentioned it. Mason Falslev couldn't play the whole game. I think he was still hurting some or whatever, but I'll tell you what, when he made some plays, they were something. Great was on it tonight, too. I mean, he really came to play in this game because of how they played against the big guys of New Mexico the first time out.
Absolutely. And we heard this earlier in the year. He was talking in one of the post-game interviews, basically saying, you know, it's a lot easier to get up for a team like New Mexico, like Nevada, San Diego State, than some of the lower end teams in the conference, the Air Force, San Jose State. But tonight there was absolutely no doubt that he was ready to go from the beginning. They were collapsing on him defensively, and he was constantly going to the basket with 2-3 guys on him and just powering through and, hit the free throws. I was a little worried, missed his first one, but after that he made enough to really make a difference, comes away with a big double-double.
He was. I mean, let's face it. It took Isaac made a basket or two. He didn't play a lot. Oduje, again, that three he made in the second half was a huge one for sure. Jackson wasn't much of a factor in this game tonight after he had been. But Sacco, they were putting him in for defense, and then he made 2 free throws in a row.
Exactly. And that first one, that was a little nerve-wracking. Mm-hmm. He put it up, kind of went a little right, bounced up and fell through. And I think that's when a lot of the Aggie fans started to say, we may pull this one off, but never over until the end.
It was just amazing. And again, this is your show, and we want you to come on with phone calls that mean something, that be able to talk about what you've really felt in this game tonight, or what you felt of this season. Because, think 26-5 from this team that had nobody back from last year except for, again, Landon Brenchley, who got a rebound and, again, honored tonight. And I think that's great. And we had that interview on before the game that you heard from him. So let's talk about this game tonight. The text line's really available for you. 435-339-0321 is the text line. The phone number, of course, is 753-KVNU. And it's Les Olson Company that sponsors our game day. Defense wins championships. Tonight it was the offense that won championships, as the Aggies got it done with a 54% shooting game, made 6 threes, as many as New Mexico did, and again, did only turn it over 12 times, and we won the points off of turnover battle against New Mexico, which is very rare. Our fast break tonight was great, 21-4 fast break points in this game to win it. Also brought to you by DD Auto and Salvage. Remember, they can pick up and haul away your junk vehicles, give you the top price for metal or for your scrap vehicle. All right, Aggies by 2, and they win the championship in the Mountain West regular season. Be the number 1 seed in Vegas. Play at 1 o'clock our time on Thursday against Wyoming or Fresno. And we'll be right back after this.
Happy winter. This is Mark at the Sportsman on Main Street, where we make winter fun. We are your ski, snowboard, snowshoe, and cross-country ski rental shop. Come in and rent for the day or longer and have a great time outside. We also have great deals on new skis, boots, bindings, underwear, and outerwear, so you are comfortable playing in the snow. See the Sportsman for the best deals, the best service, and most unique products you will find for the outdoors. Only at the Sportsman on Main Street in downtown Logan.
Winter is the perfect time to let the Allergy Clinic help with venom testing for next spring and summer. Test now and begin treatments to help with life-threatening stings from honeybees, yellow jackets, white-faced hornets, yellow hornets, and wasps. The Allergy Clinic has helped thousands of people enjoy the outdoors worry-free. The Allergy Clinic in 2 locations, North Logan and Providence, accepts most insurance, including SelectMed. Call the Allergy Clinic at 753-7880. That's 753-7880.
Nearly 21 years ago, Cafe Sabor opened their doors in historic Logan train station with the help of hundreds of amazing employees and patronage of thousands of wonderful customers. Cafe Sabor is proud to have been voted 3 years in a row Cache Valley's favorite Mexican restaurant in the Best of Northern Utah contest. Follow Cafe Sabor on social media for giveaways and promotions. Search Cafe Sabor for a restaurant near you. Thank you, Cache Valley, from your friends at Cafe Sabor.
Agis Home Health and Hospice is your premier healthcare provider. When your loved one needs care, at home, wherever home is, allow Agis Home Health and Hospice to help. I'm Josh Fenton, part of the Agis team, where we customize healthcare for optimal results. Our award-winning staff brings character, experience, and trust. Contact us today and see why we were voted Best of Northern Utah. Call 435-723-9000 or visit our website at myagis.com.
Experiencing asthma, allergies, or hearing problems? Turn to Cache Valley Ear, Nose, and Throat, located in Providence and the Three Peaks Medical Plaza in North Logan. Cache Valley Ear, Nose, and Throat have decades of ear, nose, and throat experience for children and adults. Doctors Benyon, Blotter, and Robinette provide cutting-edge techniques, ensuring you the highest quality of service and results. Go to CacheValleyENT.com. That's CacheValleyENT.com for appointments and details. Most insurance products, including SelectMed, are accepted. Cache Valley Ear, Nose, and Throat, helping you live the life you deserve.
This USU Sports Broadcast on KVNU is brought to you by Locker 42, your store for the best Aggie apparel.
And let's get to the Aggie fans, because this is your show. Post-game Aggie call is always here for our game day coverage. Aggies 87-85 over New Mexico to win outright. A really good Mountain West Conference this year, a really great Mountain West Conference, as you can tell by all the accolades the conference has been getting. And our first segment here brought to you by Adams Wealth Advisors. Remember, expect specific guidance from the advisors that adhere to principles of honesty, professionalism, and integrity. Cal is the first one to join with us tonight on Aggie Call. Go ahead, Cal.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
We're better than good.
Good. Yeah, so great game. You had Darius and great. They were awesome again. And I was at the game, so I forget the exact time left, but I thought that helped us keep our head just above water so we could still get our mouth up and suck in air and get to the finish line was the sequence where New Mexico had the ball and Josh Uduje through switching got on one of their bigs, and everybody knew they're doing the entry pass into that big. Josh fronted and
knocked it
they
away.
Threw it over, and Josh beat the big to the ball. It was a great defensive play by Josh because if that big got that ball, it was a slam done deal. And I thought that's what helped close out the game and give us the breathing room we needed for Darius to hit that awesome shot.
Yeah, I think that would have it would have given New Mexico the lead. I think the game was still tied when we took the ball away as that time, I think. And still we went down there and scored.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In fact, that might have been when Sacco got 2 free throws at the other end, maybe eventually with the fast break or something. So
yeah, so Josh just played great defense right there.
He did.
It was
Mm-hmm.
great. So yeah. Great
And
game,
Ian Martinez played Toppin tough on that one drive to where he made Toppin shoot it too hard when he was driving down the right side of the lane, and then we were able to get the ball away there, where, again, that could have made a big difference when the ball game is at 82-80. They could have tied it back up there with about a minute and 40 left or something like that, too. So, good job.
Yeah, so leaving Utah at 5:30 a.m. on Thursday morning to make the 1 p.m. Pacific time game. So
Okay.
There we go.
You can drive 83 or 4, okay, for okay. So, all right. Hey, thanks a lot, Cal. Appreciate you joining with us. Okay, text line, I'm sure you've got lots of comments tonight for you. I do want to mention our Beezer locks before the game from Beezer Lock and Key. I thought we had to make some shots, and obviously we made the one that counted at the end. We only made 6 threes, but in the second half we made 5 of 8 threes after the first half. Few turnovers, again, that lead to points, and that's what we talked about. We won the points against both teams made 12 turnovers in the game, but we got 18 points out of it. They got 13. That's where Mason Falsif and these guys pushing the ball on transition chances are a big thing for us, and we were stronger inside. Even though we won the rebound battle at New Mexico, I thought we were better at the rim tonight. We didn't let them intimidate. Remember, they tried to block every shot at Albuquerque, and we were able to get enough in, and Great made some terrific plays early to kind of break that open. So those are my Beezer Lock and Key keys, always from Beezer Lock and Key. Jalen will be back to do the Beezer Lock and Keys now in the postseason here.
Yeah,
so
that's where we want him. Now, I appreciated Cal's call, and the funny thing is that was a big play.
Well, when you got a 2-point game,
yeah.
yes, and we're talking about Sacco making 2 free throws in a row and all these kinds of things. But to think the odds of us being 9-0 in games less than 5 points, and we are 3-0 in 1-point games, and here's a 2-point game that's in that. Yeah. That's amazing. That's the reason why we're where we're at.
Yeah. Well, the team stepped up, and I think that gets epitomized. 93-15 sent a bunch of gifts here. That's saying we're number one, and that's we would have been proud of this team if they had come through, finished 3rd or 4th in the Mountain West, played well. The fact that they've gotten to this point where they're not only number one, they're sole holders of that title. It's phenomenal. 93-15 responded MVP is Mr. Brown downtown. No doubt about that.
No doubt.
From 88-26, Mountain West champions, major accomplishment. Danny Sprinkle, Mountain West Coach of the Year, no doubt.
Well, there will not be a doubt about that. And again, I have a media vote, but again, the media the votes all count as one among all the ones who cover the Aggies in the media, and it doesn't really count. The official one is the coaches do it.
Yeah.
And I'll guarantee you that in the end, we're going to all feel that, because I have a hard time believing the coaches will all vote to put Darius Brown on the first team, and they should.
Yeah.
He should be on the first team. I put him on mine.
No doubt.
I think he's the newcomer of the year in the conference, too.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody else who's had more of an impact on the league than him. And for player of the year, like the coach wants him for that, you're going to have a tough time beating Ledee probably for that, what we hear from all the coaches and whatever's going up until now.
No doubt. 88-26 followed up. Darius and Great as players of the year. Let's get the Mountain West Tournament Championship as well. And maybe that's the thing. You look at what Great did, and the argument could be made for him to be Mountain West Player
He'll
of the
be
year.
a first-team player.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And I couldn't agree more. The Darius should be. I don't know how you can keep him out. 6-5-4-3, nice to be number 1 seed. Season number 2 should be interesting since we're totally on the road now and have less than stellar history of playing good teams on the road well. The first game we should have win. From there, it's a flip of the coin.
How can you say that when we've been to the championship game in this conference like 4 of the last 5 years?
Right.
And we won 2 of them.
Yeah.
You can't say that we've had a bad time playing. We've won more road games and road and neutral games in college basketball this year and having no 3 or 4 quad losses.
Yeah.
Only Purdue and us are the only teams in the country that have that many.
That's good company. Good company to be in. But this conference, that's what's scary, is this is not a situation where you can look at it and go, first game shouldn't be a problem, second game shouldn't be a problem, and then we'll have
Let's get that matchup with San Diego State again like we've had before. San Diego State's just not the same.
But you better be ready to go no matter who you play.
That was impressive what Boise did last night. It was
without a
really
doubt
impressive. But Wyoming drilled Fresno, and they'll play them again. So I think you better get ready to play a Wyoming team that has nothing to lose, and they gave us a tough time when we played them the last time.
Yep. 5570, Love Sprinkles leadership went last to cut the nets. The thing that's just been so impressive about him, he's a classy
guy. He answers questions. He gets to the point. And I'm glad to hear Utah State's putting up, from what we're hearing, big money to keep him. That's great.
And he should love it here because, the great thing, hearing the seniors, it was Darius and Landon that came out. They were honored as seniors, but they're leaving the court. The herd's just screaming, Danny Sprinkle, Danny Sprinkle. He's done such a great job. And the way he's been able to make adjustments at halftime, it's something that we've not seen for a long time. We've had good coaches here. There's no doubt. You just look where they're going. But the fact is that the reason we're in the position that we are is the great coaching that these guys have gotten, not just leading into the game, but within the game. And it's the coaches, it's the players. The players are willing to sit there in the locker room at halftime and say, all right, coach, what are we doing wrong? What do we need to adjust? What changes do we make? It's been a beautiful season
and it's
so
an
far.
Infectious deal around the Aggie team. It's nothing phony at all. These guys really do like each other, like the coaches, like the way they're coached. No, it's hard coaching at times. They're called out, but they're called out for the right reasons. All these things. If recruits come here, and you never know what's going to happen to the portal anymore. No. But you don't know all. But again, we've got we've got a great shooter, and we've got a guard, and we've got some other guys already committed. So again, good-looking things for the future. And if the Aggies can keep Danny Sprinkle with all this talk about other jobs, I think that's great. And Utah State's really coming forward in a big, big way. Diana Sabo and all. But hey, Jerry Bovee hired him, and I give Jerry all the credit in the world for making that choice at that time to get him hired here. So Jerry Bovee, great job.
Yeah,
no matter. He deserved to cut down the net right before Danny Sprinkle, and then let Danny Sprinkle do it after that.
He probably should have.
All right, we need to take a station identification. Hang on just a second here.
Aggie basketball is heard here. News Talk KVNU Logan, 102 FM, 610 AM, the home for the Aggies.
And the Aggies are an 87-85 winner tonight. Our postgame game day is brought to you by Aegis Home Health and Hospice. They go above and beyond with their passionate care. Again, they'll meet any health care needs wherever you call home. Aegis Home Health and Hospice. Let's see. Can I take a quick break and then we'll get back to the text line? Okay, because we're running a little bit. We waited forever because Scott and Spencer had to talk a long time before they got a chance to talk to anybody, but I think we wanted to stay on with the players and all of that. and hear from Coach Sprinkle. We'd love to hear from you. Again, 753-KVNU, or the text line is 435-339-0321. Back after this.
Girls, insist he take you to Jarek's. Picking out your wedding ring is an experience you will never forget. Come to a place where the mood is right and the setting is perfect for romance. Jarek's Fine Jewelry in Logan. The perfect collection of memorable designs, classic creation, and modern marvels. If you want an intimate, romantic experience you will never forget, then insist he takes you to Jarek's Fine Jewelry. Make it special, make it Jarek's at 930 North Main in Logan.
Jarek's Fine Jewelry. Make it special, make it Jarek's.
Imagine your wedding day. Elegant, simple, yet stunning, stress-free. It's your day. It's all about you. Whether you're looking for small and simple or have a grander idea, the Riverwoods Conference Center will accommodate your every need. Choose the inside ballroom elegance or outside along the natural decor of the beautiful Logan River. A Riverwoods event planner will work personally with you to make sure your event is exactly how you've envisioned it. The Riverwoods Conference Center, where your happily ever after begins. Google Riverwoods Conference Center or call 750-5151.
Hi, this is Ashley with LSS Insurance. Medicare can seem complicated, but it doesn't have to be. Let us help. We'll answer all your questions and get you specific information that fits your needs. Medicare is not one size fits all. We'll help you find the right coverage for you. Call 752-9493. You can ignore the TV and the junk mail. We'll get you the exact information you need. We will help you access the benefits that are important to you. Call LSS Insurance at 752-9493.
You've been putting up with a dirty, dusty wood stove for years. Why haven't you changed it? Go to Advanced Fireplace and Stove in Logan. Look through their showroom for ideas on Quadrifire pellet and wood stoves and Heat and Glow gas fireplaces. They have several demos in place so you can see firsthand how your project will look. And you can trust the pros at Advanced Fireplace and Stove. They'll do the job right. Advanced Fireplace and Stove. 752-7272. Online at advancedfireplaceandstove.com.
Do you have a backup generator?
As our world changes, we'll keep you up to date. News Talk
backup
KV.
Generators will keep your home or business safe and cool during the summer months if the power goes out. Do you already have a system? Golden Spike Electric can service it for you. If you don't have one, Golden Spike Electric can find the right model for your needs. Find them online at gsegenerators.com or call 435-257-3016. Golden Spike Electric and Generac, power you can count on.
More analysis of today's game. It's KVNU Game Day. Here's the voice of the Aggies, Al Lewis and John Russell.
Monday edition, Clay Travis, Buck Sexton show. Fallout from this.
I have no idea what's going on the radio right now, and we're trying to get in all of our post-game comments from all of you here on our post-game, and other programming wants to go on. So I'm going to turn everything off, and we're going to bring in James right now, and then we'll go to text. 753-KVNU is our phone number. James, go ahead.
Hey, Al. Hey, John. Hey, just wanted to comment about what you had said just a little bit ago. One of the things that have impressed me the most about this team is their ability to close out close games. And you mentioned the statistics on that. That, to me, is just very impressive. You have confidence in this team that even if it's a close game, you have the confidence that these guys are going to go out there and they're going to finish, and they're going to finish, in the right way. So when you mentioned that just really struck me in terms of, wow, this team really does a good job in closing out these close games, which was wonderful tonight. I was going to ask, John, were you there for the whole time after the game? For I don't know if you go or stay, but it was so fun just to be there. I mean, with the whole herd, the students coming down and just, taking the nets down. I mean, that was very, very rewarding to just be there that whole time and enjoy that situation. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
John.
I was going to say, no, I took off as soon as the buzzer hit, so I missed the crowd.
He has to get down here and try to beat the crowd and get down here. But again, we were able to watch all of it on television. They stayed on for quite a long time. And so we got a chance to see all the crowd, and they put them back and got the cutting down. We got all that, yes. Yeah, it was great.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I wanted to ask you, so one thing that just I wasn't sure on, but at the when he was shooting the foul shots there at the end, and he made the first one. Isn't the rule that you have to hit the rim on the second one, or it becomes a dead ball?
Hey.
And it looked like it hit the backboard.
No.
It didn't hit the rim, but they continued the play.
Okay,
So
here's what's going on there. The officials gave us a break. Because they let the game end. They should not. It should have been a violation.
Okay.
We should have to inbound the ball with 2.8 seconds to play, and they still have a chance to steal the ball or to foul or extend things a little bit longer. And that's why Coach Pitino was looking for the officials, and they were gone when the crowd started to go on the court.
Okay.
So technically the rule is if it doesn't hit the rim, it's a violation, ball out of bounds to us. 2.8 would have still been on the clock, and we would have had to inbound the basketball against pressure. Either they're going to try to steal the ball. Maybe they get away with it. Who knows what happens? So we got a break.
Right.
Yeah. We did get a break there.
All right. I was confused by that because I thought, well, why are they continuing to play? It didn't hit the rim. But anyway, thank you for the clarification.
Okay.
Great win. I'm looking forward to the conference championship. And as you said, I think we're going to have a nice seeding in the NCAA. So this is exciting for Utah State.
Okay. Thanks a lot, James. Always nice to hear from you. James, of course, calling in. Our postgame brought to you in part by Logan's family-friendly brew pub. They do have the Sunday brunch tomorrow at Prodigy on Center Street in downtown Logan for all of you families who like to get out and have some fun tomorrow. They've got that available for you. But anytime you're hungry, again, for lunch, dinner, meeting friends, it's a great spot in downtown Logan. Again, on Center Street, Prodigy Brewing, one of our sponsors. Okay, anything else in the text line? 435-339-0321.
Just one more. This came from 3848, who had to say something we all know at this point. If you don't, then you haven't been watching the Aggies. Darius Brown is one cool customer. And, you know, what's been great about the team this year, again, is the lack of panic. And that comes from having a floor general that's going to be able to get everybody under control. Think of all the games that we've had to deal with so far this year that easily could have gone the other way. Tonight, had Darius not made that, all of a sudden now you're, New Mexico has the ball, has a chance to win, or you're going to overtime.
And House got fouled.
Yeah.
And
who knows what happens? He hits the shot the other night against Fresno.
Mm-hmm.
That crazy shot, but again, cool as you can be.
He's made big free throws at big times in games for us. He always seems to make a drive that's a big time. He comes through when you need him the most. And like you said, even against Vegas when the 5-point play happened, he's supposed to maybe, he hadn't had a very good game, and he comes down the floor. Maybe he's supposed to take it all the way to the basket, and they're trying to stop the clock and get the ball or do whatever. They could, like New Mexico was trying to do here, get an easy basket or get, and then stop the clock or foul or try to steal. And he just sees an open three and throws it in from 25 feet in that game. And then gets knocked down by the guy at the foul line, where Vegas should have been standing on the other side of the line, not even trying to defend the whole last part of that game.
Exactly. And it's just, it comes down to you have confidence, and you heard that from Darius, that guys will be having good games and they'll turn around and they'll say, hey, this one's on you. It's your turn. The best thing about this, it's great to win the Mountain West Championship, getting the number 1 seed, but now you get a chance. Mason gets to rest up a little more and heal a little more. Josh, who played really well tonight, he gets a little time to rest up. We've heard about the turnaround time from having to play a 9 o'clock game to a 3 o'clock game. All those things are big, and Coach Sprinkle really has put this team in a position where they can take advantage of that.
We certainly hope that Mason will be okay, that Josh will continue to be okay. And all of a sudden, Vegas has taken the lead in the game at Reno, 48-47 at the second half after they were down big early in the game. So, wow. Vegas could still be the second seeded team, and then Boise would be third, and Nevada and San Diego State would be the 4th and 5th place game.
Well, it's Mountain West basketball, and this year, just the fact that there could be 6 Mountain West teams in the NCAA tournament is phenomenal. But before you even get to the NCAA tournament, you've got to run that gauntlet through the Mountain West tournament. But there are little things that as the season has worn on, and we're seeing here later, Sacco playing good defensive basketball. And hitting 2 free throws in a row. Can't overstate that anymore. The fact that you've got somebody like Mason that plays the game that Mason plays.
Well, he
he's
just
very
plays the right
physical
way,
and
doesn't
he's
he?
smart.
Yep.
Our
He
caller,
can finish. He can just finish.
And he's so
great
strong.
at finishing. Yeah.
Cal made the good point that there was the play, the defensive play there towards the end, but there was the play that Mason made earlier, running the point, and just didn't panic, didn't try and rush it. This is a team that as we know, and it bears repeating, they are consistent in their ability to maintain high stress level situations.
And we are so good when we do have the great doing what he does, Brown doing what he does, Mason does what he does, but Ian Martinez gives it just that extra sparkle or whatever, and he made some terrific plays tonight. He was 7 for 11 shooting the ball, which is better again. 22 for him, 21 for Osibor, 19 for Brown, 10 for Falsla, 4 for Johnson, 7 for Aduje, 4 for Sacco, and Jackson did not score. They had 5 in double figures, 18 for Amsil. That was he had a career high at half by making all those threes, like he did transfer from Dayton, and he can shoot the ball. Yeah. And the Aggies knew that, but again, they were committed, and New Mexico, smart how they played with him, knowing when guys penetrate, they can kick and move things around. Dent had 17. He's still, I think, their best player. And House can be, of course, spectacular. He was 4 for 11 shooting, but he had 15 with 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Darius had 19 with 6 rebounds, 9 assists. Yeah. Those two guys going after each other. They both forced each other into a lot of mistakes. House had 5 turnovers. Darius had 4. So Darius wins the battle because he made the last shot and a few more points. Toppin, 14, really good freshman, had 3 rebounds, and I think he made every single one of them as a rebound basket, it seemed like, in the game. And Joseph had 26 down there, had 13 with 10 boards tonight. Washington, 2. Webb didn't score. That's the stats in the final stats in this game for Cache Valley Bank.
Yeah, don't overlook Martinez. He spent a lot of time defensively on House as well. Both he and Brown guarded him. It was just a great team effort.
And Ian can block some shots, too. Yeah. He really can block some shots. Mason Falsif got a plus 11 out of this game while he was on the court. When he was out in the first half, after he got fouls and then and all, that was where we kind of lost a little bit. When it looked like in the first half we were going to kind of take control of that game, you could tell when he was in there, it was the best part of the game. Darius got a plus 3 and Greg got a plus 4 and plus 2 for Sacco. Those are the only guys who had pluses in the plus-minus deal. Great besides tonight, also 3 steals, 3 block shots. So those are very big stats as well. Remember, personalized attention always from Cache Valley Bank, who brings you the final stats.
I was just going to throw in there, and great, only had 3 turnovers. With all the pressure, he played smart. He didn't try and force anything. Great game, great environment. Awesome to hear the fans sticking around and enjoying, soaking all that up. And rent's not due for a couple of days. But
I think they thought it was going to get. It sounded like they're coming back Monday to practice, and I think they were telling the player there after Darius, it's not till Tuesday. They're leaving Tuesday, so they'll practice Monday, and then they'll practice a little bit probably Tuesday. This is spring break week, so they can practice in the morning, then they'll leave and get down to Vegas and all of that. So, anything else in the text line?
Let's take one more check. We appreciate everybody dialing in, but I think everybody's worn out. They're probably went home.
I am too. But again, this team has just been a joy, and we're all a part of it. And Coach even said that in that part I played before the game. We're all a part of this. He thanked us all, you and me and the herd and everybody who went down the list. Nevada's taking the lead back on UNLV now with about 8:41 to play, 53-50. That's our final tonight, 87-85. We'll be back on Thursday. We'll be on at noon for the pregame with Jalen Moore. The game will be at 1 o'clock our time on Thursday. Thanks for joining with us. We join the following program in progress on KVNU.